Good morning, y'all. We're out in my garden today, and I am going to show you how I grew more than 100 cucumbers north of Chicago. And it is mid-September. It's only about 59 degrees out right now. So it's chilly and it's definitely going to be fall soon here. So they're just about done producing, and I'm going to pick my very last cucumbers today. So let's go do that first. All right, I just picked the last few of my cucumbers for the year. This gets us up to 116 cucumbers that I've grown. And as you could see, there's still some little ones on the vine that might just make it before frost. So now let's talk about how I did this, even though I'm north of Chicago and it's pretty cold here. I actually live in the city of Evanston, and I live on a standard urban size lot. So what I've done here, almost anyone can do if they've got a backyard. Let's go inside and I'll give you all the details. Okay, we're back inside now, and I'm gonna give you all the details on how I grew so many cucumbers this year. I'm in zone 5B. It is really important to know your zone so you know when you can start planting and when your first frost is coming and your last frost date. So because I'm so far north, I cannot start cucumbers from seeds unless I have a greenhouse. Otherwise, they would still be growing and they probably would have just started producing, and I would definitely not get the same yield as I do if I start from starts. So what I do is I have an organic farmer who lives nearby and comes to our farmer's market in the springtime in May for 2 weeks and brings plant starts. And I get my cucumber starts from them because they have a greenhouse, so they can start them a few weeks before our actual growing season. And that gives me a huge jump on the health and the growth of my cucumbers. Now, I hope one day that I will have a greenhouse and more space where I could do my starts indoors, but I don't, and I don't have direct sunlight in my house, so it just hasn't worked out for me yet. You can try that at home if you have a window with good sunlight or if you have a greenhouse. If not, I recommend doing what I do and working with your local nursery or a local farmer at your farmer's market to get your cucumber starts early. The second thing is you want to test out varieties. So in order to get where I am now, I've been growing cucumbers for a few years, and each year I increased the amount of cucumbers I grew. And last year I actually grew 6 different varieties of cucumbers to see which ones we liked the best and which ones were the best producers in our yard. And after last year's experiment, we discovered that we loved the Ministro variety, which I'll show you guys the tag for it. And essentially those grew the best in our yard. We had the most cucumbers from them, and they were all shiny, dark green, and big. So this year I decided to go with all Ministro cucumbers because I know I liked them the best and they produced the best. I bought 6 plants and 1 died almost immediately, so I really had 5 that did all of that work this year and made me more than 100 cucumbers. So variety is also really important, and we use our cucumbers mostly for fresh eating and juicing. If you're doing pickling, maybe a different variety is going to be better for you. So start from plant starts and experiment with the best variety. The next thing I want to say is grow vertically. You guys could see that I had all of my cucumbers on trellises. Not only does this save me space in the garden, so the rest of the bed I can put other produce in, but it also means that they're going to be more prolific, they're going to have less rot, less pest damage, and cucumbers like to climb. So if you give them that vertical space and train them while they're young, as the plants grow up the trellis, you're going to get more cucumbers. And the last and probably most important tip is it depends a lot what soil you're putting them in. I have built my soil up over years with lots of amendments and homemade compost, and my soil will produce some of the biggest, most beautiful vegetables for sure in our neighborhood. And my neighbors always notice and ask me, "What are you doing over there? What's so different?" And it's all about the soil mixture that I use. And I make sure my soil has a lot of water retention. So I haven't watered all summer, definitely not in months. And that is normally a no-no with cucumbers because they need a lot of water to produce, but we have adequate rainfall here. And I make sure my soil is super nutritious and holding water well, and they do just great on their own. So put a lot of love early on in the season, in the springtime, into your soil. Add as much compost and nutrients as you can. Leave a comment below if you'd like to see a video about what I do to make my soil so awesome. And in the springtime, I will film a soil video for you guys. So that is how I grew 116 cucumbers so far this year, north of Chicago. I work from plant start, so I get an early head start on my plants. I have a great soil mixture. I grow vertically. And of course, I experimented with the best variety for my garden. So I hope you guys will try those tips, and next year will be an awesome cucumber year for you as well. And you might be wondering, what do you do with all those cucumbers? Of course, you could take them to market if you have that set up, but what I like to do is use them all up. So I juice fresh cucumber juice every day, which is so good for you. And it's also very cooling. It helps your body cool down. So it is great for the summertime. And of course, with that cucumber pulp, I'm gonna make my tzatziki recipe, which I have right here on YouTube for you guys to try. I also love to use them and my heirloom tomatoes I'm growing right now in my gazpacho recipe. I have a new recipe coming out next week for you guys, which is a cucumber dill soup recipe. And of course, I have the Mediterranean salad, and I have a few other recipes on my channel with cucumbers. So check all those out if you need ideas for what to do with all these fresh cucumbers. And I hope you guys are going to have so much fun in the garden next year. Let me know if you guys like this video, and don't forget to hit the like button. And if you're new here, please subscribe. I make new videos every Tuesday and Friday. And if you hit the bell icon, you'll be notified every time there's a new video. All right, see you guys next time.